Okay, we are rolling, everyone. So, guys, let's talk about some fish. What do you think?
Let's do it.
All right, I sharing my screen. I gotta start my trading view. So, I kind of want to talk about what you guys have been doing with Fibs and what your current understanding is. So yeah, why don't you guys? Do you guys do you use Fibs like actively? I know
No.
Hoff, you probably don't really.
No, I don't really know anything about it, honestly.
Okay. What about you, Justin?
I've just started using them the last couple of weeks. I've known about them for years, that and wave counts, but it just felt so, kind of subjective. But watching y'all just kill it recently, I've started trying to do it. And I never did that 1-2 until just recently. I didn't even know that existed until watching enough of y'all's videos. I only knew about like the, just regular retracements. And so now, like, last week was my first week to finally get approval for futures. So I've been running Fibs like nonstop, and sometimes they work and sometimes I'm way off. But I'm, through back trading, I'm starting to, and from listening to some of your training, I'm starting to, run a Fib. And if it works and makes sense, then I start trying to plan a trade based off of it. And it doesn't, then I start looking for the next one or back up in time. But, like today, I'm playing the micros. I mean, I've run like 5 Fibs and none of them have been real good. And
Interesting that you would
like
say that.
Stuff Steve were saying, it's like, well, which one is accurate? How do you know which one to use?
So you've run 5 Fibs today on this amount of data.
Yeah.
You're using the 1 minute chart too?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the 1 minute chart is superior. And especially when you trade it with Fibs, you don't have to be that quick because it's coming up it takes forever to get there. So you already have a plan in place. But okay, so you ran like 5 different Fibs on what we're seeing right here, you said, right? Why don't you, I'm gonna give you permission to share your screen, and why don't you show me what you were seeing? Do that. Okay. Go ahead and try.
How do I get it?
So you open the Zoom thing, and then like either there's like a little bar at the top or there's a bar at the bottom, and it says share screen.
Ah, I got you. Okay.
Yep. Hoff, you off all day? You got time, man?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I really got to get this down today. I really want to get it.
Guys, we can stay in here all goddamn day, honestly. I want to make sure you guys get this. I don't have anything else. Well, actually, I do have something else at 1, but we can, after like 3, we can start again, honestly. I want to make sure you get this.
Yeah,
We can just meet again tomorrow.
A lunch plan with my sister at 12 my time, 1 your time. So I might have to cut out a little after 11.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Can y'all see my screen?
Sure can.
Okay, so let me see. So the first thing I was thinking this morning, I was like, okay, so we kind of come up here. This is an obvious reversal. So I started running Fibs off of that. And I was like, well, maybe that would make sense. And that would be the 5 down to there.
Okay, I'm super pumped up because right away, the reason that they haven't been working is because you, sir, are drawing them wrong. And this is the easiest fix ever. And okay, let me see how I can describe this. So this is your low, right? Of your wave 1. This is the wave that you're drawing. I don't agree with it, but if this is the wave that you're drawing, this would be the low, right?
Right.
Because you're saying the pullback's like up here.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing. Go on.
Well, I mean, this is where I actually probably have drawn it more than 5 times. See if I put it to there and then, try something like that. It's like I'm always either extending way beyond or, the levels hardly ever match up, for me.
Okay, well, there's a couple of
So,
things, but let's just start with this most basic thing. This is a basic,
okay.
basic fundamental rule. Okay. So if you're drawing your low here, your pullback has to come after this. So your pullback can't be up here if this is your low. It has to be here.
So that would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be because remember, if this isn't the pullback because this happened before this, it needs to be
Right.
after this. So right
Okay.
away, that's one simple fix that immediately
Well,
that'll
that was-
change everything.
Yeah. The first one, well, so that was easy.
Yep.
But
So now,
but still like, so I tried it numerous times. It's like, what would make sense, and kind of just moved over. This is actually something I get a lot where I end at the 168 or close to it.
yeah, that happens. A lot.
It does.
Yeah,
I
all
was
the
looking
time.
at the pin for the 5. I thought that was like kind of what I was aiming for the 3.
It happens all the time. It happens all the time. The fib level that so you won't know it ends at the 618 until it reverses, because as soon as it hits the 618, it's still, yes, you're right. It's still, you still have to look, oh, this is a wave 3. But then if it reverses, then yeah, that was the end. If it comes like up above this level and you get like a 1-2 and it starts to make a wave.
Yeah.
But what I'll say about this current structure is this is kind of a tough structure because I don't start looking for a 1-2 on a 1-minute chart up until a structure has ended. So at first glance, I wouldn't really get too caught up in the minutia of drawing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this, because to me this looks like one move and then this looks like the way, like the rest. Does that make sense? Do you see how this, like on a 1-minute chart, like this is like structurally this looks like a wave?
Yeah.
So like on a 15.
Yep. And going back to like last week, let me back it up to like the daily. That was kind of what I was planning out and thinking I might be seeing off of like the bigger picture. Well, so actually I had, a 1, 2 working on a 3. And then on just this most recent move, this was maybe the 65 would look better. So the most recent move would be the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down to there. And it actually worked out because I drew this, over the weekend. And I actually had it, kind of this prior to waking up this morning. Or something like that. I was like, oh, it actually works. So I was kind of looking for a reversal this morning.
I read it pretty much exactly how you did. That's why I didn't go short where I was going to, which would be at like a few are right now. I was going to short it. Up here. Oops. I was going to short it here because of this. But I saw what you saw in the 65 and I was like, this could be a 1-2 up, because I do see that the structure has ended. And that still could happen. So now that we're at the end of that structure on the 65 and we're coming down into this like support level, I bet you if you draw a retracement, this one, from down here to up here.
Okay.
I was expecting it to be like here, but now it's coming up into here. So yeah, this would have been a tough one, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. That was just for curiosity's sake, honestly. But yeah, so I saw it kind of the same way as you did on that 65, where if we go back.
Oh.
Zoom out. Yeah, so I saw this too, but I was confused because what about all this stuff? I'm looking, so when I get, especially, I'm always looking for the top. or the bottom. If it's an up move, I'm always looking for the bottom or the top if it's a down move. So if I can't really count, I can't start my count here because there's a high, there's a higher point. So if I'm counting a downward structure, I'm no matter what time frame I'm on, I'm going to the top or the bottom. So if we zoom out more, let me see if this is in fact the top. Let's take a look. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Yeah, okay. So here's your top. That's where I'm starting to look for a count.
Yeah, and
And
so
I-
this is where I start getting confused. It's like, well, I'm looking for a day trade right now, you know, and it's like, and there's that fractal move. Is it a, depending on, you know, what you're looking at, but then you're also, there's this larger time frame move that's taking place too. And so this is we're looking at a 3 on the larger time frame. You know, it's like if we're planning to short on down and get to this 2 level, you know, to finish up a wave 3 or 5 or whatever, you know, the whole time I could be missing, you know, these other moves. And, you know, I just get confused thinking of bigger and smaller time frames, if that makes sense.
That makes sense, yeah. And I'm with you.
Get kind of lost in it all, you know.
Today, honestly, right now, what's happening today is the trickiest it's been. I'm not sure where it's going to go. I'm really not, because I see this too. And I also, so we will know though. So if we go back to the 15-minute, zoom out all the way, keep zooming, 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 zoom. Zoom, 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 zoom. Okay. This is all, is this all-time highs? Is this the top?
No, there's more. It just won't let me put more on the screen without just scrolling over.
Okay, try that 65 again then. Let's go back there. So this is what I do. When I'm lost, I just start looking for, okay, where's my actual top? It looks like it's here, right? Is this it?
Yep, that's it.
Okay, so if this is my real top, then this could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish. So let's try that count. Clear all the drawings. Let's just try that count.
You want me to draw it like this? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, forget the that doesn't matter. Do the extension tool because we'll know what we're looking at. And get rid of this drawing if you can. We can always just put that back on. Nope, not that one. This one.
Oh, you're saying, I got you. Okay. So do it like this.
Nope. Maybe. We're not there yet, though. We're not there yet. Let's do it here, here, to here. Now, look, do you see how you're off by pennies? See how you're not right there on the tip? You got to be as precise as you possibly can because pennies, I play these things on the 1 minute chart, dude. I'm literally getting in a matter of a quarter. So you want to be as close to perfect as you can with these babies. To drag this up and try to just catch the very tippy top of these wicks. Because, dude, it'll hit it to the penny. So that's why it's got to be, see this? See that little wick? Get it up as close as you can to perfect.
So I need to.
Boop, right there. It's fine. It's good enough. Okay, now let's zoom out.
Well, I was trying to get, so it'd be like that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, keep zooming, zooming, zooming. Okay, now what do we see?
Yeah, so see, so that would be 1, 2, 3 would come all the way. You know, this is the way I would read it. 3 would come all the way down here to the, you know, 2.3 or 2.2. And that in the 2, or I mean the 3 be stopping at like the 168 or the 174? Or am I reading it wrong? Would this be like the 3, you know, like in here, and then that would be the 4? You know, that would be the 4, and then that's the 5.
This is how I see it. because this bad boy hits this almost to the penny, and because this is a clean pullback that makes sense, and because this is a continuous move without any real like pullbacks, it's just kind of a continuous move down to a point, and it hits a fib level almost to the penny. For me, this is the count. 1, 2, 3. This was the 4. This was the 4. The 4 failed. We started putting in the 1, 2 to the upside. The 1, 2 to the upside, the 3 wave. Look, the 3 wave needed to come up above this level. 1, 2, 3. It needed to come up above this level. It did not. It failed. This might. So I don't want to get too complicated, but do you see how this, when this flips, this needs to be the 1, 2, 3, and in order for it to be a 3, it needs to get above here.
Right. Yep.
Oops. So for
because
me,
it
this is
didn't
the
go-
count.
Because it didn't go above, does that mean that that's where the 4 is? That whole move is the 4 then?
Maybe. Good question. So if it comes back down here and holds this level and then makes it 3, then this was the 4. Well, then it's still a valid 4. Like you could still, it still makes sense if you're long, which you should be because this is a 1, 2 up. Because this is clear. Is this obvious to you how this was the wave 4 and it failed and it got taken out? So now we're starting to the upside. Is that obvious?
Yeah. Yeah, it is now. But see, I get so focused on the actual fib level. So I would really be thinking until this conversation, I'd be thinking, well, since we hit the 2.2, then that must be the 5. And now I'm looking at more like an ABC consolidation while it picks the next direction.
No, I understand why you would think that, but no. So you look, the structure comes first. Forget about this drawing. What you need to see the structure. So this is the first down move. Do you see how this is like basically an uninterrupted move?
Yep.
And then it pulls back.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get another uninterrupted move. And then it consolidates.
Yep.
Now look how this one is about 2 times longer than this one, plus maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
These are the ratios. This is what fibs are. They're ratios. This move is about 2.236 times bigger than this move. This is the ratio. Now but with your eye, you can just see that. You can just see that your arm is like a couple of your hands. And if you had like this huge hand, it wouldn't make any sense. There's proportions.
Right.
It's all about proportions. Does that make sense?
Yep. Yeah, it does.
So every time you see this, it's just as clear as day that this little move is an uninterrupted down move. And then this is an uninterrupted down move. So this is so obviously the 1, 2, and then this is the 3. So now that I see, and then when you get this thing, that's like an obvious wave 4. That's so obvious. Because it's not just because of how this thing looks. You could have this anywhere and it wouldn't necessarily be a wave 4. It's only an obvious wave 4 because it trades down to a fib level exactly, then trades back up to here, and it's after a beautiful 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Like it's just clear as day. And I bet you, did we do the, yeah, we did. I think we did it from here to here. Now, a lot of times when you do that retracement tool here, this wave 4 will perfectly be, if you do it from here to here, from the top to the bottom. A lot of times, nope, other way. So when it's a down move, this is the 1 level and this is the 0 level. Does that make, do you understand why?
Wait, say that again.
So whatever direction the move is in. So like, since this is a down move that we're trying to see the retracement of, this is the move, this is the retracement, right?
Yeah.
So if the move starts, when you count to 10, where do you start? You start at 0, right?
Yep.
10 is 100% of what you're counting to. So this is 0, this is 100%. So this is the 0, this is the 1. So you always run it from, this is the end of the move, this was the start of the move. And if it was an up move, same thing. This is the start of the move and this is the end of the move. So you start it from here and you pull it down to here.
Okay. So the top of this, where the wave 1 would be, where you would start drawing. So if it's a down move, you start from the top and draw it down. Is that what you're trying to say?
No. So if it's a down move, this is the end of the move, right? So you're pulling it back to the start.
Oh, I got you. So it's the opposite way. Okay.
Yeah. Same thing if it's an up move. If it's an up move, this is the top. Okay, my top is in. Now where did I come from? I came from down here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm saying, because now this is the full move. All a retracement is a how far back of this move do I need to retest before I can go higher? So a retracement is I'm retracing my steps. These are my steps. I'm retracing them. I'm going back and I'm seeing. Now, how far am I going back? That's the retracement. So if I'm retracing my steps, I started up here and I ended here. So I'm going to go from where I ended and go back to where I started.
Gotcha.
So, okay, once we do that, so what I was going to say was, a lot of the time, what I'll do is I'll play, oh, this is perfect, actually. A lot of the time, what I'll do is these wave 4s they'll start to fail around the 7-6-4 level, and I'll short from there and I'll play this. And then I'll get in all the way up here, and then I'll get the wave 5 from all the way up here. I'll do that a lot. And it looks like this one was beautiful because it went a little bit further. Look where it pulled back to.
Yeah.
To the fucking penny, dude. To the fucking penny. But we'll get there. We'll get to how we use these together. Actually, no, fuck it. We're there. We're there right now. Once you find a structure, this is clearly the end. The bottom is clearly in, at least for the wave 3. Now the wave 5, this is where, so this is uncommon. It usually doesn't trade all the way down to the 2-3-6 on the wave 3. It usually does stop at the 1-6-1-8, and then the wave 5 goes to the 2. It usually does do that. So I don't even have on my extension drawing what comes after this. I think it would be like the 2.382, then the 2.5. So if this thing trades down to the 2-3-6 for the wave 3, do you guys know what to do on how to plan your extension for the wave 5?
No.
Wait, say that again. So, oh no, yeah, I'm with Steven. No, I wouldn't know what to do next.
Maybe you'd have to do the extension from the bottom of the 3 to the top of the 4.
Bottom of the 3 to the top of the 4. No. No.
Okay.
Good guess. Good try. Okay, so now when we're talking about this, does everybody understand that this doesn't exist for the sake of what we're talking about right now? We're talking about what would we do if this is all the data we had? If this didn't have, yeah, you can even go ahead. Yeah, that's fine.
Let's do that. That's good. Okay.
Perfect. In fact, go to like, sorry, let me clear all this shit. Go to like, they're taking a second to clear. Okay. Go to like here instead. I don't want this in here because we'll talk about what that's telling us. Yeah, whatever. That's cool. Yep, perfect. Okay, so now we're all on the same page. We all see. Stretch this out a little bit, Justin, because it makes it kind of easier to see the structure, and then a little bit. You see how it makes it a little bit easier?
Yeah.
Now you can see there's like a step here and then a step here. Does that make it easier to see?
Yep.
Where if you're too zoomed in, it just looks a little linear. Yeah, whatever. It's cool. It doesn't matter where we're at. The 65 makes it obvious, but okay. So get rid of which one's this is your retracement. Get rid of this one. We don't need this one right now. Okay, zoom out because we're gonna need to see where this wave 5 is gonna go. So if I trade down to the 1-6-1-8 level where my wave 3 should end, My wave 3 should end at 1618, right? That's what we base everything off of. And my wave
but
5
then-
should end at the 2. So if my wave 3 doesn't end at this 1618 and it goes, let's see, it ends at the 236. So that's 1, 2, 3 levels past the 1618, right?
Yep.
So what
So
we
we could-
do is go on.
I was gonna say, so we can go ahead and assume, it's like potentially 3 levels past that, and these are made up. I could go, do you want me to go and add
Yes,
what's past the 2?
yeah, just for this one. So what it'll be is you have to add here, grab this box, grab this whole thing and scoot it over so I can see the other levels. So you need to add the 2.618. No, I'm sorry. You need to add the 2.382, the 2.5, and the 2.618. Well, I mean, technically, you don't need to add those. You can just add the let's see, we're 1, 2, 3 past it. 3.
So 3, add a 3, and then what else did you say? Yeah, so the 2, so the 2.2,
2.236, 2.382.
2. Oh, you said 2.386?
Nope, 2.236, 2.382.
2.236. Yeah, okay. Okay. Anything else?
And then the 2.5. And you can get rid of that 3. That we don't need that. Okay. Now get rid of those lines you drew. Okay. Now,
Okay, so this is our new target, and this is the 4. So judging by the videos I've seen, you always try and get it up, pretty high. I have a habit of playing the breakout, like from RLT days, like you want to get in on a break of the neckline of like a head and shoulders, always looking for the breakout. But I saw what you were teaching Brett, like to get in here versus, like getting in there.
I'd get in.
Is that right?
I'd get in at this. I'd fucking get in right here. That's where I'd be in.
Gosh. See,
And then I'll take this whole move and then I'll ride it down to the 5. Because if it fails and it comes back up here, then I know for a fact that the 5 wave isn't coming. It's not going to work. And if it does go to the 5, which it should, I'm making all this plus the whole 5 wave. And my stop's like a fucking penny away.
I'm too slow. I'm still like analyzing and you're getting in. And that's why I'm catching it 10 points below.
Well, don't worry. We're not even there yet. We're not even there yet.
Yeah.
I want you to tell me where this 5 way is going to end.
Well, probably 3 waves past it. So this 2.618 down here.
Sorry, let me grab the drawing tool again. Okay, you said 3 waves past, right?
Yep.
So
Or 3. So here, let me do our.
So now technically that wick that's hitting the 1.236, that is the wave 4, pretty much.
That's the high of the wave 4, yeah.
Okay.
At least right now. Right now. As of right now.
Right.
So would you agree with that? That's like what we're planning. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Let's see.
At this point.
1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry. 1, 2, 3. So we went 3 past. So now we come grab the 2 level. Come grab the 2 level and we go 1, 2, 3 past there. So the 2.5 is actually the target.
Okay.
Do you follow? Do you see that?
Yep.
Hoff, you got that? You see how easy that is?
Can you say that one more time?
So we're supposed to trade every single time you look at a wave 3. Every time. You base everything off the 1618. The wave 3, we agree this is a wave 3, right? It's beautiful.
Yes.
1, 2, 3. So I don't care where I'm looking for the structure first. I see a 1, 2, 3. It's beautiful. So now I see, okay, this is definitely my wave 3. where did it actually trade to? It traded to the 236. Okay, well, it
Right.
should have traded to the 1.618. I'm not doubting this is a wave 3. This is for sure the wave 3. So where did it trade? I need to react to where it did trade. It traded to the 2236.
Right.
The 2236 is 1, 2, 3 levels away from the 1618.
Mm-hmm.
So since everything is proportional, since the fib structure should always be proportional, the wave 5 should always end at the 2, right?
Okay. So
Right,
just
yeah.
So since the wave 5 should always be basically 1, 2 levels away from the 1618,
Mhm.
we need to adjust that ratio and say, okay, if it hit the 236, that's 1, 2, 3 levels away from the 1618. So we need to be 1, 2, 3 levels away from the 2 for the end of our wave 5. So 1, 2,
Okay.
3.
Gotcha. So
2,
2.5.
1, 2,
Yeah.
3.
Okay.
Easy, obvious, get it?
Yep.
Got it.
That's it, dude. It's that fucking simple. You look for the structure, you look for a 1, 2, you look for a nice clean 3, and then you say, okay, where did it actually go? And when you start getting this shit back up into here, it's like you can already, like, once this ends and you get this move up, you can already be like, okay, here comes our wave 4. And that's when you throw the retracement thing on here and you start looking at the 764 and the 618. But we're not quite there yet. We're about to be there. So when this, you know what? No, fuck it. We're there. Okay. So if this is where our wave 5 is supposed to end, how do we play this trade?
Well, so, I would instantly be looking at that as like, well, was that a reversal? But say I'm smarter now. I've already had this training. I definitely would have still missed this. So, I mean, I would have been probably looking for like a break of like the 168 or the 164 originally. I mean, I would have never caught like it way up here like you did. But so if we saw this and we saw it, breaking down, I'd be like, okay, it's making lower highs. If it does it again, let's get the break and trail it down to and play it down to there.
Okay.
What would you do?
I would say, fuck that. And here's why. If you can't catch it up here, leave it the fuck alone.
I missed
That's
it.
simple. Yeah. It's that simple, dude. Wait for the wave 5 to end and then play the new 1, 2 up.
Okay.
Fuck this. If you can't get in the closest to the top as you possibly can, just wait for the fucking next one. Who cares? Don't settle. Don't compromise. Don't take it down here.
But how do you know where the top is though?
Of the wave 4?
Like once it hits the 2.236 and you go like, and it starts bouncing up, you go, all right, fine, the wave 3 is up over. But how do you know where to short it? How do you know where the top of the wave 4 is going to be?
Good question, Hoff. Here's how. Take our little friend right here. This guy. This is the retracement tool.
Uh-huh.
So is everybody confident that this is the bottom of this wave 3?
Yes.
Tell me why.
Because the wave 3 is it's the biggest move. It's about a little over 2 times the length of the wave 1. It made a new high, right?
That new high.
Like all right, so let me say it didn't make a new low. That was the lowest point.
Important detail you're missing.
And then it hit a fib level.
Bingo.
It reversed on that.
It hit the fib level to the fucking penny and then went boop. That's with all that together.
Right.
The fact that it's that size, the fact that it's that proportion to the 1 level, and then it hits this fib level to the fucking penny pretty much, and then immediately skip. So I'll wait. I'll wait for this. I'll wait for one of these babies right here. I'll wait for this. And then I'll wait for another little bounce. And then I'm like, all right, the bottom. I mean, it depends. It depends on, honestly, with this particular structure, I'm throwing that shit on right here because I just know this is the bottom. I just know it is. Because of the size of this move and the fact that it bounces to the fucking penny like that, I just know this is the bottom. So I'm throwing that retracement tool on here. And the first thing I'm starting to look at, the first level I'm starting to look at is the 764. So I want to see how price starts interacting with the 764. And after that, I want to see how it starts interacting with the 618. And if it goes past that, I want to see how it's interacting with the 0.5. And the reason I'm doing that is because these are my fib levels.
Let me
So-
zoom in and see what it's actually looking like there.
Yeah. So if we honestly just grab the back trading tool and let's go to the bottom of this. Let's go to like here and we'll just start looking at how the candles come in.
Oops. Oops.
You're good. Right there is perfect. Okay, because this is an important point. So zoom out a little bit. Now grab us and take us back over here so we can see what just recently happened. Okay. How fucking obvious is it? Tell me how obvious. Zoom in just a little. I want to be able to see these candles.
See, but if you look, Lance, if you go back a little bit to the red line above it, which is, I think it's the 618, right? You see that giant?
This one?
No, go left. A little
This
bit more.
guy?
Keep going left. Where that big ass green candle is, where it bounces right off the red. Oh, that's
Oh,
a
wait.
3.82. Right, a little bit, a couple more to the left. That green candle. Nope, right to the right.
Oh, this
Right
guy.
there.
I'm sorry.
That's so.
Oh, fuck that,
Just,
ignore
I know
that.
where I can talk. So how do you know it's not bouncing there? Like that's not the low.
Because
in.
look what happened the very next candle.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I'm glad you asked because this is the exact point I was just gonna make. Does everybody see how fucking different? First of all, the wave three usually a wave three of that size and that perfection usually doesn't end up here. It usually goes to at least the 1618. It usually does. Secondly, look at this fucking tweezer bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much, and then look how just violently this thing gets just massacred back up to the upside.
Right, but by the time you see that, it's too late to get in now.
No, it isn't.
Right.
Absolutely
No.
not. Absolutely not. Now, listen, if this was the end of a wave 5, I'm licking my chops and I'm putting an entry down here and I want it because I'm catching the whole structure. But because we know that we're in a wave 3, our bias is still to the short side. So I didn't miss anything yet. Because how often, zoom back out. Remember, guys, you have to keep in mind the proportion of things. If this is the size of my wave 3, does it make sense that it's just going to pull back one time and go lower?
What is going on? Just have. Say that again.
So if this is the size of my structure, if this is my 1, 2, my 3, does it make sense that it's just going to pull back to right here and then just make a new low?
I guess after that big move, you need a little bit more for retracement.
Yeah, well, not it just
Needs to chop a little bit. At
needs
some
to do
point, yeah,
something.
either the 2 or the 4 wave has to do some chop.
I mean, dude, look at this. Look at this. So